So, I went to this zoo. What a rip-off. The only animal it had was one dog. It was a Shih Tzu. It's a joke. Shih Tzu, that's a type of dog, and Shih Tzu. Today we're going to talk about the words rip-off, scam, con man, and different vocabulary and expressions to talk about cheating and deception. So if you've ever been cheated, stay tuned. Hello and welcome to Let Them Talk. And the first word is rip-off. The word rip-off means to pay far too much for something. It's a noun, a rip-off, and a verb, to rip off or to rip somebody off. So if something is much too expensive and the quality is poor, you would say, I was ripped off, or it was a rip-off. And I was ripped off recently. I was in Venice and we'd been walking around all day and we reached the Piazza San Marco and we decided to take a drink. Now, I knew it was going to be expensive because I'm from London and I live in Paris, so I know what expensive means. However, when we got the bill, it was a shock. It was 18 euros for one beer, 18 euros for one Campari, 36 euros in total, plus an obligatory €4 tip, so 40 euros. Quite a shock. So we thought we were really ripped off. So be careful if you're in Venice. Now, generally speaking, a rip-off is not illegal. It just means paying much too much for something. However, the next word, scam, is illegal. We use this word to talk about people illegally trying to get your money. It's a verb, to scam, and a noun, a scam, and the person who does it is a scammer. So, there is an old story about a scammer who used to look in the obituary columns, and the obituary column is a notice for the dead they put in the newspaper, and he found the addresses of the people who had died recently, and then he sent them a bill for an umbrella. Now, the family who received the bill assumed that he or she had ordered it before he died. And because it was a small amount, they paid the bill without question. And apparently this was a very successful scam, and the scammer got very rich because of it. Unfortunately, one day he got caught. And the reason he got caught was because he sent the bill to the address of somebody who had been in bed for the last 20 years. And the family got suspicious, they called the police, and he ended up in jail. Or maybe you've received an email from someone saying something like, oh, my uncle died and he's left me $100 million, which I need to get out of the country. If you help me, then I'll give you 10%. Well, let me tell you something. It's a scam. Okay, and also, do you know that game where you have 3 cards and you have to find the queen? People play in the street. That's a scam. You cannot win. And yet there are still people that play it and get scammed. Who are these people? So the next word is con, which is a verb and a noun. To con and a con. The word comes from the word confidence. A con is a type of scam, but here someone brings you into their confidence. They are very convincing and you trust them, and then when you believe what they say, they con you. A con man or con woman is the person who does it, and if they're really good, you might call them a con artist. Probably the most famous con artist of all time is somebody called Victor Lustig, who in 1925 managed to sell the Eiffel Tower. Yes, it's true. He sold it to a group of greedy scrap metal dealers. A scrap metal dealer is somebody who buys old metal and then resells it for a profit. Anyway, he managed to convince them that the Eiffel Tower was being taken down. Anyway, it was a great con. He made a lot of money, and he did many other remarkable cons in his career. But as you'd expect, in the end, he got caught and he ended up in prison. I also heard the story of a con that's been happening recently in Paris. It's the story of a man who wears a beautiful Italian suit, and he stops women in the street and he tells them that he's lost his wallet and he urgently needs to get back to Nice for a job interview, and if only they could lend him the money, as soon as he gets to Nice, he will send it back to them. Of course, it's a con. They never get their money back. Okay, well, there you are. So if you've been ripped off, or you've been scammed or conned, you can tell your story in the comments. And if you are a scammer, then don't do it. Find something more useful to do with your life. Okay, thank you for watching, and more English language videos coming soon.